You got about a minute and a half.
Hey there, I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I hate to be back here. I hate to be back here.
Is Sabrina gonna be back or?
I thought she was. I believe she was. Yeah, 1 minute.
It's 11 o'clock tonight.
Okay. We're out of recess, and hey there, Miss Marie. And we can, any public, Steve, you have comment? Yep.
What I do, just like
Come
that
on, just come
before?
on up, identify yourself, give your address, please.
Okay. Sit down or?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
You're good.
Hey, how you
Hi,
doing?
Mr. English,
Hey,
how are
doing?
you?
No, pretty good, hopefully. I mean, well, I'm pretty good.
Yeah,
You got 5 minutes. So
Okay, I hear you.
Identify yourself, address.
Okay, Stephen English, 6324 Jean Drive, Ravenna, Ohio, 44266.
Thank you. You're on, sir.
Okay, yes, I care for my aunt. She has Alzheimer's dementia. I've been caring for her for 6 years. I had a family member come, am I allowed to say this family member's name because I don't want to get in trouble because I've been arrested for it. So am I allowed to
Well, if you
mention her
think you're
name?
gonna get arrested, please don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
just reference your aunt. We know you take care of her.
Okay, just represent
Yeah,
my.
don't reference anybody else's name, so they can't get
Okay.
upset with you.
Okay, that's why I didn't know, cause I didn't, okay. So, I have my aunt and I had a healthcare, basically a family member come into my home on December 3rd, or in 1st to care for my Aunt Norma, because the other caretaker couldn't do it. Well, during that time frame, when the caretaker came in on the 3rd, the woman that was taking care of her, the family member, $5,500 came up missing, out of a can. Okay, so, that Monday before, because she sat with her Monday and Wednesday, and the other day sat with her Tuesday. Well, basically, make a short story short, in honor of my dad and dispatcher, because I lost him at the COVID-19 back on March 22nd, I went and decorated our Christmas tree with lottery tickets and little stuffed animals for my Aunt Norma, because she's, with the dementia and that kind of stuff. And the lottery tickets were in honor of my father. So I went to Circle K on a Thursday on Thanksgiving, bought $123 worth of lottery tickets and placed them on the tree and placed all the stuffed animals. Well, that Monday when I came home, and the same caretaker that took the $5,500 basically when I came home that night, because I called her, well, all the $5, $10, and $20 lottery tickets were missing off of the tree, but not the $1 ones and $2. Well, I called her, the woman, and she said, well, your Aunt Norma, that my Aunt Norma took them. So she blamed my Aunt Norma for it. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. Well, when I came home, I was remodeling her house, and in this spare bedroom, I had all the stuff like piled up because I had to declutter the home because I put down hardwood floors. Well, the can of money was underneath thing in my dad's drawer. When my father passed away, I had the money hid underneath there in this thing. Well, when I came home Monday, the caretaker, for some reason, I don't know why, when I got home, the door was open and the stuff was shuffled. Okay, and I'm thinking, okay. And then she said, well, she gave her a bath, whatever. Well, but then it was moved. So I turned the cameras there, so I moved it. So I moved it by me to try to find another spot to hide it, whatever. I learned now not to do that no more in my home. I use safety deposit box now and all that kind of stuff. But so I went on Facebook, and said, you know, my family member came into my home, stole the money. Well, she had me arrested for harassment because I went to internet harassment, this kind of stuff. My basically what I don't understand is, so I asked the courts when I said, well, I'd like to file charges against my niece. Well, I was told by the sheriff's department that I would have to have her under camera to whatever. Well, I think that's the reason why I left a message on your phone, Mrs. Sabrina,
Yes.
back in December, because I you know, 30 years ago, you know, when we didn't have cameras and computers, how did we convict people? Wasn't just on your ward, that kind of stuff. So, you know, on that part. So that was my thing. He's like, you know, why can't you do nothing about it? Well, then February, then officer came. This is the complaint and the thing from the court, from the sheriff's department. Well, when the officer came to my home, Officer Redford came to my home. He fingerprinted my Aunt Norma. He fingerprinted the other caretaker. I wasn't home at the time, so I had to go into the sheriff's department and be fingerprinted for them. And then the other young lady that I'm charging, basically, he told me, well, we can go to her home, but she doesn't have to give up her fingerprints if she doesn't want to. So this officer went to her home to take fingerprints. The guy that was working for, you know, helping me out. So while he went and got fingerprints done on her, she filed charges against me. So this officer knew that this woman pressed charges against me, and he knows the situation with my aunt and all that. So basically, then I called to say, well, are the fingerprints back and all that stuff? Well, he said, yeah. So when I went in to see him on Tuesday, I left a couple of voicemails. He wasn't returning my calls. And a woman got on the phone and said, well, Officer Redford's out on the street, that he's coming in and he'll see you. So I sat there, was waiting for him to come back in, and then a gentleman walked up behind me and said, are you Stephen English? And I said, yeah. So he walks me to the little corridor down the hallway. He said, you know what you're here for? And I said, yeah, I'm here to see Officer Redford. He said, no, you're being arrested. And I said, what do you mean I'm being arrested? I have my aunt. I said, I can't be arrested. I said, what am I going to do with my aunt and all this kind of stuff? He's like, I'm sorry, sir, because, you know, Sheriff's Department hears a million stories about being innocent, that kind of stuff. The young man that checked me in was only been there for a month. So, you know, he doesn't know nothing, that kind of stuff. But, so they arrested me. So, and by the grace of God, the correction officer that was working that day, basically, I got there like at 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, I guess in Portage County, arraignments are held in the morning, like via the jail and all that kind of stuff. Well, this gentleman, I even heard him say something about, I don't know, bypass. I don't want to get this gentleman in trouble or nothing like that.
But he helped you out.
But he helped me out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he called the court and got me on the morning docket, the 11:30 docket. So, and he was able to do that. So I was able to see the judge at 1 o'clock, you know, and she did all the things through the via thing and all that kind of stuff. And so I got arrested, got released. Well, that whole time, I've been waiting for Officer Redford to come in to talk to me. Now, he was coming back in to see me at 10 o'clock in the morning. I sat in that patrol thingy all day, and that officer never came back to talk to me. And I'm trying to figure out why. You know, I was here to see you to talk about this, and what really got me is he knew that he knew what was going on. He knew I was going to be arrested, but didn't tell me. And my biggest fear was, you know, if that gentleman wouldn't have gone out his way for me, I would have had to spend the night in jail. My aunt would have been thinking, and I'm not trying to be, but I feel it's being done maliciously.
How can we help?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out if that's proper protocol for the sheriff's department. I mean,
Have you talked to Stephen? I think when I talked to you, or you left me that message back in September, we had talked. Have you had a chance to talk to the sheriffs?
no, not back in September. It was in I left the message in December, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I know you call me frequently or randomly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, on that part. So that's all I was, you know.
Because I feel like I thought I had recommended that maybe you try to talk to the sheriff, because, you know.
No, I mean, Sabrina, I'm not trying to be, you know, no
Yeah.
disrespect or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I really haven't talked to you since December. And this is nothing, you know, I'm not trying to.
But I'm saying
I
that
mean-
when you talk, because because this has been going on for a while, because you've come in and I think talked to us before about this. It was
Well,
about the money
that was,
stolen.
I mean, that was with my aunt.
So would maybe call in the sheriff's department and say, hey, how could I handle this situation? And I think a lot of the men and women over there are empathetic and compassionate, and I think they would have a conversation with you of, you got yourself in a pickle because you put that on Facebook, and somebody got
Okay.
to give you, file a complaint
Yeah.
against you. So I mean, that was an error in thought, and a lot of people put stuff on Facebook. But, you know, now might be a good time that you're not in jail, that, hey, how could I handle this situation? And ask for like 10 or 15 minutes of their time to talk you through it, because it's done, it's all under, water's under. the
Well,
bridge.
exactly, so I guess too, like with the sheriff's department, all this kind of stuff, cause see, I don't know with the TPO. So basically, for her to file these charges, I mean, that means, just like with, I filed, you know, that kind of stuff, that means that there has to be a statement, and this is all public knowledge, so
Yeah.
I should be able to go back and check, you know what I'm saying? Cause I've been told this is all public knowledge.
Well, then-
Cause
You know what?
cause I took pictures of this and put it on my Facebook of everything.
I would go to talk to the sheriff's department.
And then basically what happened was that a woman called my house, this lady, this woman that's doing all this, basically is using my aunt's phone number as a thingy, whatever. So they keep on calling the house and all this kind of stuff. So the last time the last person called, I said, ma'am, here, I said, I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, you tell me. She said, well, it would be done anonymously. I said, I do have her name and I have her address because it's public knowledge here on this paper. So on the phone, I gave the woman her address, all that.
You know what, Mr. English, I think that still the best thing would be to reach out to the sheriff's department.
For some guidance.
Yeah. to
Yeah, I mean,
get some
I
guidance.
called the sheriff's department, you know, left messages, and he hasn't get back with me, and that's where I left the message this morning, said, well, Mr. Sheriff, I've been trying to get a hold of you, not returning my phone calls, so I'm gonna come up to the commissioners meeting and talk, you know, cause see, I didn't know, and, you know, I don't know if he'll know that I came here, and if he'll talk to me now, I don't know, but, you
We
know.
can tell him, but we really don't have the control of it.
Okay, see, I didn't know how the
You
chain
know,
of
the
command
chain
was.
is, he's got his little kingdom right over there.
Okay.
And what the courts all have theirs and stuff.
Yeah. But you know what, Mr. English, we're
Okay.
over our
Okay,
time.
yeah, that's fine,
Thank
yeah.
you.
But still, Mr. English, the same recommendation we gave you before, was to try to get a hold of someone at the sheriff's department, and
Go
try
out
to.
there, I mean.
Yeah. Do
Well,
you
next
want-
time you get out there, you get rest.
Yeah, that's,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
see,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm afraid of.
Right, Sherry's his secretary at the
Yeah.
sheriff's.
Call and ask for
Call,
her.
go to.
Oh, yeah, I called, like I said, I called, left messages 3 or 4 times, because,
Call and speak to Sherry.
well, I always, when I call, it's always, they give me,
Yeah,
box 212. So I haven't got, you know, it's always,
yeah.
you know, it rings one time and then it goes to the voicemail.
Yep.
So I don't know, you know.
Do you have a number, I mean, you could call the non-emergency number, but,
I don't know if I have a number. Do you have a number for the sheriff's?
I had the main number.
yeah, it's you wanna write that down, Amy, I think it's 296-100, and he'll wanna press for the administrative
Okay.
staff.
But I also too, I want to leave on a positive thing because everything I've been doing because it was my aunt and all trying to get back. Well, I went on Facebook Live on December 31st, and I basically asked her because I want to do my nonprofit Nickels from Heaven,
Yeah.
and what I want to do is get back to the community. So I went online and I'm asking every person in the world to give me a nickel as an act of faith, and then in return, I'm going to give it all back. I don't want to keep a dime, I just want to give all families a leg up, you know, this kind of stuff. So that's my goal, and, you know, and it's all blind faith, because anybody could say it.
Yeah, well, I still remember when you were in the
But are they
paper
gonna do it?
giving out teddy bears and stuff at
Yeah,
Christmas.
you know what I'm saying?
You do have a passionate heart, Stephen.
So, you know, that's what I'm trying to do, you know, and I thought too, because I lost my father in the COVID-19, we're coming out of the
Oh, I'm
epidemic,
sorry to hear
and
that.
with the Ravenna Balloon Fair coming up, I would like to see if we could do something for the COVID-19 people that we lost our lives, that maybe we could,
Have
in
a
Portage County,
special
and
memorial
lift,
or
yeah, or
remembering.
lift like a little hot air balloon, or maybe a mask
You should
in
get a hold
honor.
of the Balloon Fair.
Oh, I did, but it turns out the woman,
You got that, Amy?
She's got a phone number for you.
Yeah. Well, I contacted the Balloon Affair, but the woman that handles everything is the woman in this complaint. Yeah. So, yeah.
Stephen, thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, so now I'm in a pickle now, so what do I do?
Yeah.
But Miss Bennett, I'm trying to do good. God is my witness. God is my witness.
Keep working.
Okay, you have a great day.
All right,
Thank you for your time, and
Thank you.
sorry for going over.
You're
I'm-
okay.
Thank you.
I know.
All right, you guys have a great day.
Okay, you too.
Okay, and Miss Amy has a piece of
Okay.
paper for the number for you.
All right, thank you. Hopefully, when this all comes, hopefully you guys will give me a nickel as well, so that I can,
Okay.
I'll give you two.
Okay, thank you. You have a great day.
Hi, Mr. English. Okay, is there any other public comment? Anyone from the gallery? No? Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Vicky.
Yes. All right, thank you for coming today.